Welcome to today's episode. I'm thrilled to dive into the fascinating world of Base UI, a project crafted by the talented creators behind Radix, Floating UI, and Material UI. You know, when we think of user interfaces, we often picture colorful buttons and flashy designs, but Base UI takes a refreshingly different approach. They focus on unstyled UI components. But wait, what does that even mean? To break it down, Base UI is all about building accessible user interfaces without the extra styling. Imagine having a blank canvas where developers can start with basic components and then style them according to their own design vision. This flexibility not only empowers developers but also ensures that accessibility is woven into the fabric of UI design right from the start. So here's an intriguing thought. Why is accessibility so essential in our digital world? Well, think about it. Technology is for everyone, right? And when we forget to make our interfaces accessible, we're essentially closing the door on a segment of users. It's like designing a beautiful store, but making the entrance too high for some customers to reach. Now, if you're itching to get started with Base UI, you're in luck. They provide comprehensive documentation that serves as the ultimate guide. But let's be honest. Documentation can sometimes feel like trying to read hieroglyphics. So I'm curious, what's your experience been with documentation for new tools? Is it a case of, why is this so complicated? Or do you find it fairly approachable? Moving on, the community aspect of Base UI is thriving. If you ever have questions or need tips, they've got a Discord channel for that. So imagine this. You're working late at night, your code isn't functioning as it should, and with just a few clicks, you can hop onto Discord and ask for help. That kind of support can make a world of difference for developers, especially those just starting out. And, as if that wasn't enough, they're also on Blue Sky for people who want to stay updated on new releases and announcements. It's great to see how these platforms create a space for developers to connect and share knowledge. Personally, I think that's one of the coolest things about the tech community. There's always an opportunity to learn from one another. Before we wrap things up, let's touch on the team's expertise. The folks behind Base UI, Miko Dudak, James Nelson, Albert Yu, Colm Tuit, Maria Naidova, and Vlad Moroz bring a wealth of knowledge and experience. I mean, when you have a lineup like this, you know you're onto something good. Can you imagine being able to ping one of them with a question about the intricacies of UI development? That's like having a rock star of the tech scene in your corner. All right, to sum it up, Base UI is setting a new standard by offering unstyled components that prioritize accessibility. Their community engagement through platforms like Discord and Blue Sky illustrates how collaboration can elevate our collective knowledge. Whether you're a seasoned developer or just getting started, Base UI opens doors to more inclusive design practices. Thanks for tuning in. Before we go, here's a little thought to ponder. How could you incorporate accessibility principles into your next project? Until next time, keep exploring and pushing the boundaries in tech.